guys, and welcome back to Reading Club. Today, I'm going to read you Franny K.Stein, Mad Scientist, The Frandidate, Chapter 11 to the last chapter. Chapter 11. I see you, and I see you too. Franny had Igor locked on to a television satellite. She knew she could do it because once Igor had locked himself in the lab and used it to make every TV in the world play Miss Wizzy Wazzle's story time because he loved the show. He wanted to make everybody else love it too. Last month, Franny had figured out how to get a return picture from other people's TVs. If she wanted to, she could simply type in your name and then watch you through your TV. She called it the I See You Too. And she had quite a few laughs at people walking around in their underpants, but she had never thought of a really good use for it until now. Franny revealed her plan to Igor. You just keep the satellite locked in position. The cameras will be on me inside the Frandidate skin, she said, pulling the skin on the rest of the way. The system is going to activate every TV in the country, and the ICU2 will send us a picture of the viewer. The Frandidate will sense what each person wants, and it will change its shape according to those feelings. All I need to say is something like, vote Franny K.Stein for president. Igor looked a little uncomfortable. The Frandidate skin helped Franny sense Igor's concerns. This is not like taking over the world, said Franny. If the voters elect me as president, it's because they freely choose to do so. It's not by force. I'm not making them do it. It's their choice. Igor nodded. That made sense. And think of all the good I could do if I got elected. Igor nodded again. Now look at this, she said. The system will automatically measure the amount of success we're having. So we can look at this support meter and know second by second just how many voters we have on our side. Igor looked at the clock. Don't worry about the timing. The Frandidate moves fast, and as it does more and more of this, my calculations say that it will get easier and easier for the skin to do its thing. Igor pointed at a second camera, which was aimed at the Frandidate from a different angle. All right, and it's going to do it twice as fast as you might have imagined. Wait until you see this. The Frandidate's skin wriggled and squirmed, and Igor watched a second set of features erupt out of its head. See, Franny said from inside, we can use both cameras. Isn't it great? It's two-faced. Chapter 12. I know where you stand. Chapter 12, I know where you stand. Here's where I lie. The cameras and monitors hummed. Images of people started popping up, and the Frandidate swiftly got impressions of what they wanted and instantly changed its appearance. From inside, Franny marveled at the Frandidate's skill. It changed to look like a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker. It became old, it became young. It could look like a man or a woman. It could imitate anything. Franny could sense what the Frandidate was feeling. Vote for Franny K.Stein, Franny said, and it came out in hundreds of accents, dozens of languages, and countless different voices. And it sounded very persuasive. The support meter continued to climb, and the Frandidate's skin tingled more and more as it did. It really loves the support, Franny thought. Every few minutes, Igor would get worried and peek up from its satellite controls. When the Frandidate saw what he was looking, it would turn into Miss Wizzy Wazzle, and Igor felt calm again. It is nice to have Miss Wizzy Wazzle in the lab, he thought, even if deep down he knew it wasn't really Miss Wizzy Wazzle. And if elected, I'll make sure that old ladies never get sick, the Frandidate told one old lady. How am I going to keep that promise? Franny thought. I will outlaw Brussels sprouts, it said to another person, and everybody will get their own unicorn. Wait a second, Franny shouted. I can't promise that, she said, but her voice didn't come out of the Frandidate's mouth. It was ignoring her now and saying everything for itself. Franny tried to get the zipper opened, but it had completely disappeared. "Let me out! Stop the broadcast!" she howled, but her voice couldn't escape the Frandidate's skin, and worse, the skin was getting tighter. Chapter 13. The Thing That Would Be King. "Everybody will have everything they want," the Frandidate exclaimed, waving his fist in the air. "I will put an end to all of those people that don't believe as you do," it snarled. From inside the skin, Franny was trying her best to break free, but the skin were constricting toward her. "It must be the Python DNA," she whispered in a strangled gasp. The Frandidate's eyes became even more intense. "King of the world," it said. "Make me king of the world and all your dreams will come true." Franny could still barely see out one of the Frandidate's eyes. The support meter indicated that the people watching at home believed the Frandidate. They were going to vote for this horrible creation. They were going to make it king of the world. Franny was still connected to the Frandidate's mind, and she could even see the plan it was already beginning to form. It never wanted a tingly feeling to stop. It would say anything for it. It would do anything to stay in control. The Frandidate could destroy the world. Franny felt herself beginning to faint. She was getting dizzy, and it was hard to breathe. She knew that she wasn't just wearing the Frandidate anymore. She had been swallowed by it. It was almost like she had been eaten. Chapter 14. Quick, what can set you free? The Frandidate was making all sorts of claims to get people's support. "I will protect you from everything," it bellowed. "The bad guys won't be bad anymore." The support meter kept going up and up. Igor suddenly had a very strong impression that it wasn't Franny who was saying these things. He looked at the Frandidate, and it changed to look like Miss Wizzlywazzle again. But it didn't make Igor comfortable anymore. Igor was sensing something else. Dogs are like that. Igor knew he had to do something. He couldn't attack it. Franny wasn't there. He thought of turning off the camera, but as soon as he did, the Frandidate sensed his thoughts and extended a long tentacle to hold him in his chair while it worked the controls itself. Suddenly, he thought of the one thing that had saved him before. Maybe, just maybe, it could work again, he hoped. And he acted quickly before the Frandidate could stop him. Igor hit a few switches on the satellite snagger, and the system quickly locked onto a very specific television. It locked on to the one in the pretty pink house with lovely purple shutters down at the end of the Daffodil Street. The ICU-2 displayed Franny's mom on the screen. The Frandidate looked into her wide, honest eyes and sensed exactly the one thing she wanted. The Frandidate twitched and sweated. Igor hit a few more switches and set the broadcast to every home in the world. It started to stammer and shudder. There was no way around this. I just say whatever I know the viewers want to hear," the Frandidate said softly, casting its eyes down in shame. Inside, its muscles relaxed enough for Franny to catch her breath. It pulled back the tentacles that was holding Igor. "The promise I made aren't going to be kept, and I really don't care much about the people that vote for me. Once elected, I'll just do whatever I want, at least." It began to look more like the stitched up stack of skin it really was, and the support meter started to turn backward. "I'm hollow inside," it said. "I was put together. I was manufactured." People all over the world sat in front of their TVs, blinking their eyes, wondering what they had liked about the Frandidate in the first place. "I'm nothing," it finally admitted. The truth was what Franny's mom wanted, and that was what the Frandidate had given her. Igor stopped the broadcast, and Franny burst through the skin, gasping for breath. The truth had saved her. The truth had set her free. "We should print that on a t-shirt or something," she said as she angrily kicked the floppy Frandidate's skin out of the way. Chapter 15. Just Not Cut Out for Politics. A few days later, Franny and her mom were sitting at the kitchen table. The front page of the newspaper was all about the new president. "Sure glad they didn't elect that Frandidate thing I made, huh, Mom?" she said. Franny knew she had almost destroyed the world again and was a little embarrassed about it. "I'll say," Franny's mom said, "that was a close one." "You know what's weird, Mom? The support meter never fell to 0. There was still one person that didn't totally abandon the Frandidate." "That one person was me, Franny. After the facts came out, I never would have voted for the awful thing. But in the end, I did admire the fact that at least it told the truth. Anybody who tells the truth can't be all bad." "I'm glad to hear you say that, Mom," Franny said, smiling. Franny followed her mom into the family room and asked her to sit down on the couch. "Hey," she said, "my new couch! You replaced it." It was a perfect pale green with light brown stripes, which was exactly the couch her mom had wanted at that very moment. The couch had sensed it. And down at the other end of the coach, Igor was surrounded by a pattern of dog bones and happy little Miss Wizzy-Wazzle faces. He no longer felt like everybody needed to like what he liked. It was okay if it was just for him. This truly was a couch that could go on with anything. Franny's mom was happy, and Igor was happy, and the couch could sense it, and it made the couch happy too. Much happier than it had been when it had been the Frandidate. Franny understood that her creation just wasn't cut out to be president. And somewhere in this tiny brain, the Frandidate realized it too. For the first time since its creation, it was no longer interested in where people stood on the issues. It was much more interested in where they sat. That's the end of this book. Well, that was the end of the Franny K.Stein series that I had. Well, this was a great book, and I hope you'd enjoyed my readings of the Franny K.Stein series, and I'll come back later with a new and improved new series that I hope I can share with you guys. I'll see you later, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody.